Hey everybody, how are we doing tonight? So I scheduled this stream with the It's been a busy day. But I did schedule this stream with the intent on just going over the judge's order that was put in. It's I have to check again because I think there has only been one. However, right before I decided to start this stream, I was going to show the reason I got into this, talking about this to begin with. I hope everybody is doing well tonight. I was literally going to show why I got into talking about this. And then our good old favorite, that the world's dumbest not attorney who thinks she knows something about the legal system. Y'all like get ready for this one because it's long, and my response to it was my response to it was, well, I don't know, like y'all can start this off with a bang. So I have to share it. I was starting to share, like, I have a whole bunch of resources on the screen. I like that. Oh, Flash fan, you just wait. Oh my God. Like, so we have the stuff. So I have to share this. There's that. I'm trying to figure out how many things I can put on the side here to share, because I've got it all. So one of the things I wanted to start with was how I got involved in all of this to begin with. So here was a stream I was doing back October 15th. Before that, I had my own, I was paying attention to other stuff. Yeah, I followed this on Megan's channel. I watched it from the outside, but I wasn't talking about it because I literally didn't fucking care. Yeah, we got a grift squid stream so she quit Starlink, so she quits freezing. Yeah, I'm working on that. I have to talk to the dude about getting another stuff. I do have my Amazon list in the thing, and there is a gift card fund. So if y'all want to super chat, but you don't want YouTube to get your money, there is a gift card thing in there. I have it set up for landscaping so I can buy like weed killer and all that stuff. But if you $1 helps, $2 help. If you want to super chat, but you don't know, or you don't want to give your money to YouTube, totally, yeah. You're Flash fan, you are fine. You are one of the sweetest people on the freaking planet. So when you get annoyed with something, it's like everybody gets annoyed from time to time. So we just I'm working on it, Musi. I just got stuff, like, there's things that are slightly more important. So this was my I'm gonna put myself down here so y'all can see. Zach was talking to somebody. Rosalind laughed at Zach, and then you have this that was this comment that was deleted. Good parenting, call CPO. It was supposed to be CPS, but this person can't type because they're not the brightest, and you'll see what I mean. I see the baby killer in here. You bash the two Lee bunch, germ Kool-Aid drinkers. The grammar's just not. The grammar leaves something to be desired. Nobody cares about an old wash, bad baby killer, bad mom you are. That, combined with the fact that they were talking about my daughter choking on an Apple Pencil, got me involved. Here is the receipts. So you see screen name right there. You see who it belongs to. You see the IP address, the Xfinity gateway. I got my receipts. So not only did that was a threat to call CPS wrongly spelled, but I got the message. But also, that was not the only one. There was a couple others from other names that came up on that list that all the IP address traces went back to Bruce's address. So when I say Bruce threatened to call CPS on me, I'm not a fucking idiot. I can do an IP address trace, and it all came back to his address in Massachusetts. The cops in Massachusetts, in his town, even got a phone call from me. The cops in my town have a police report with his name on it. So don't y'all tell me that I didn't. So I was going to start the stream off with that for those of you who are new here and don't understand how I got involved or why I got involved in this case. That combined with on the Flea's podcast, the Thunder Cows. And I use Thunder Cow as a baby squid and YouTube friendly version of a Thunder See You Next Tuesday. So with that being said, when they started talking about my daughter choking on an Apple Pencil and laughing about it, they can go F themselves. Here is why I brought up the IP address trace. Here is why. Y'all are going to have fun with this one. And my response to it. I didn't take a screenshot of my response, but I can read y'all my response. This right here, open with preview. Sorry, I have to open it. It's a very long comment, so I have to, actually, I'll open it up in YouTube Studio. So I apologize for not having this up, but I'll open it for the latest and greatest comments. So when I open my YouTube Studio on my computer, this is what I see. And if y'all hear stuff in the background, the Hubs is giving the little one a bath, so you might hear like water. This is what I see, and for some reason I don't know why it's doing all of this, but sharing it's very hard to see. But this is from our favorite hater, Lori G673, 1 hour ago. Oh, happy anniversary, Sir Frank Otter and wife. Yes, happy anniversary. I think I'm going to stop sharing this one and I'll try to share the screenshots, but this is how long the comment is. So when I'm taking screenshots from my phone, you understand why things are tiny. So we're going to stop sharing that for a second. Yeah. Lori, like Laurie. And Hose Picker is in here. Hey, Hose Picker, how are you? How are you, my friend? Let's see. Sorry, I'm having to go to my photos. It's awkward. So this was on yesterday's video that I called King Bob's anniversary today. Happy anniversary to King Bob and King Bob's Queen, and happy anniversary to you and your better half yesterday. Yeah. Jeffrey, this was yesterday's video, but this comment was like an hour ago. Because she's a day late and $1 short. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna share this one. We're gonna get into it. Mama's just a little slow on the uptake here. Uh, oh, it gets worse. Like, it gets worse. Like, I always, thanks, Kat, but I always get receipts. Like, because if you don't have receipts, it's hard to prove that it happened because it's your word against theirs. Yeah. Forever elderly. Yes. I might have an echo. Let's see if I do. It might be my internet. It's my internet. We added security cameras, and when we added the security cameras, things got a little weird for streaming. So I think I'm going to have to change internet providers. So my internet is yeah, my internet is it's a me problem. It's not a y'all problem, but it's a me problem that I can't do much about at this particular point in time. I just there's too many devices and not enough. Like, I don't have enough bandwidth. Neither does my internet. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's only one network. So it it's there's not a lot of yeah. And I'm sorry, Slug. So here is this, and I will make it, I tried to make it a little bit bigger, but this is only half of it. Bruce was 100% right not to show up. This case is a sham, and no lawyer should tolerate having his family stalked, doxxed, threatened, and their employer called. Do I agree with, I believe somebody told me that JH is, it's in the windowsill. It's in the windowsill. Like, it can't, it just, where our house is really bad for the internet that we have. It was fine when we were at the other house because we were closer to a 5G tower, and now it's questionable at best. Yeah, we'll get to that. I just have to get through this first. I don't agree, and I don't know why it was done. I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true, so do not take this as fact. This is hearsay as far as I know. Somebody said that Jeremy had called Tamara's, and I don't know if you pronounce her name Tamara tomorrow. Don't really care, but I'm not like super rude like that. Just, so apparently they call her employer. I don't know why. I don't know if it was true. That's just what I heard. It's internet. It's AT&T. It was great at the other house. That's not the only problem I have with her. And my main thing is, like, I let her spew her whatever on this. It's a few things that I just proved that I have a problem with. Personally, with me, I could care less what she thinks about the case because I know she's stupid. Like, now the judge knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, and he's pissed. And he has to deal with the plaintiff and his counsel effectively leaving the defendant without counsel. Not true. She doesn't know how to read the motion. And I will show you guys that. All the rhetoric about Bruce not expecting to travel is BS. About not expecting to travel is BS. That makes all the rhetoric about Bruce not expecting to travel is BS. He didn't travel. He was supposed to. Zoom hearings are the norm now. No, they are not. They might be the norm in liberal ass Massachusetts, but a federal judge in Florida wanted to see him in person. And when a federal judge tells you they want to see you in person, you show up in person. The judge even put in his prior motion that people from outside of the state of Florida come there all the time. They get on a plane. If you didn't want to travel, you shouldn't have taken a case in Florida when you live in Massachusetts. It's not a hard concept to grasp, but apparently for this person, it's a fucking rocket science. So no, the judge wanted to see everybody in person. Everybody in person. That means Bruce in person. The fact that Bruce is not a Florida lawyer sucks to be him. You shouldn't have taken a case in Florida. I mean, I got nothing. Yeah, so there's that. Zoom hearings are not the norm, especially for federal court. When a judge wants to see you in person and has every right to ask you to be there in person, you be there in person. Twins, they think it's okay to talk to Jeremy's son and George's sister, but he's not supposed to say anything about their family. That's a good point. That's a good point. So probably a fake username for Bruce. I'm sorry. I don't even think Bruce is this stupid. Like, to be honest with you, Flash fan, I don't think Bruce is that stupid. She would have had legal counsel in Florida after Stark and her Ohio lawyer bailed at the first opportunity. I mean, but we have a booster. We have a booster. It's just, yeah. We've done everything we can with this internet to try to make it worse. And expecting minimal travel for important hearings is not only unreasonable. Okay, so grammar. Zoom hearings are the norm now, and expecting minimal travel for hearings is only is not unreasonable. There should be a comma there. Minimal travel for important hearings. The judge wanted him there in person. The judge wanted everybody there in person. Randy had to travel too. Randy didn't have to travel this far because he's in Florida, but Randy still had to travel. And guess what? MLS's lawyer will probably have to travel too because MLS's lawyer is in Tampa. So even he will have to travel. But guess what? They know that going in. If the pro Hales ecosystem wasn't terrorizing the defendant's lawyers, lawyer one, she only has one for a federal case, they would have legal counsel in Florida. Shocker, probably not. But the outrageous treatment of lawyers has prevented anyone from being willing to get involved. No, I'm pretty sure it's talking to Lynette and figuring out the facts of this case that no one's willing to take it. The judge decided it was an important hearing. There we go. There we go. What? Sergeant Mish? I'm on whose? Huh? Lee's people say you're on her channel right now causing issues. So funny because you're here. Yeah. Yeah, you can't pay money via Zoom. Weird. This is not what litigation is. That's the only point she has. It's a vile, repulsive circus. Yes, created by comments like this. Bruce did the right thing to put his family first. He did not put his family first. Imploding your legal career is definitely not putting your family first. And his kids are 21 and 15. They're not 11 and 5. Like, think about that. Think about that. And for the record, no one was laughing at your child choking while you were oblivious to what was happening behind you. Megan Fox posted a video about it. She clipped it. So, yes, lying. Lily, can you, I don't know what your problem is with somebody else, but y'all either block each other and I really don't care. So your comment right here, I have problems with because Steve has always been respectful to me. I don't don't bring politics up in my shit unless I do first. And I'm not sure who you are. I'm not sure who you are, but Steve said nobody wants to touch this because LMNOP is batshit crazy and don't want to risk being infected. So you are either an obvious hater or you're just not paying attention. So please either leave. 1, leave. 2, apologize. Or 3, explain yourself if we're misunderstanding something. Because this is not, I don't know what this is, but this is not welcome here. Same. Well, 2.5 years. So hold on. Hold on. Wee. Hi, beautiful. Yeah. Mommy forgot her water. Do you have yours? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So there's more. We go into it. Lawyers withdraw all the time. There's issues with that. And we will get to one. Hey, Slug.
Hello.
So this is just a thing. It's so stupid to say it will ruin his career. There are huge consequences to not showing up to federal court. There are huge consequences to not showing up to court in general. But like when this hearing was a show cause hearing for him specifically, and he doesn't show up to a hearing where he is the guest of honor, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
I brought this up on my stream earlier, and
here, I have to go grab my water or something to drink because
I'll behave. I won't set anything on fire yet. Remember, chat, if you want to support Squid Pro Quo and keep me from going chaotically evil, leave a super chat from $1 to 1 million. We appreciate all the money given. But I will say this. The actions taken by Bruce, it's not conducive to a effective defense for his clients. Well, yes, he's basically forced to still be in the stuff. All this stuff is still crazy, but again, more super chats mean I'll behave. So, you guys get benefits, but hello everyone. Tell me.
Or if you don't want to give your money to YouTube, I have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and or a gift card fund that is going to buy stuff to redo the yard at this house because it kind of sucks.
Wait, does my camera have the reactions enabled? It does. Wait, can I do this? Will it work? Yes, it works!
I don't have that enabled on my camera, but, yeah.
I'm just here to cause chaos.
And for the record, no one was laughing at your child choking. Yes, they were. I have the video in the comments to prove it. We laughed at your judging another mother and your hypocrisy. You're a slut bag, by the way. Not you, Slug. Lori.
Well, I do have sex with multiple women.
Not more information than I needed. Bruce.
But I was accurate.
Whee! Let's see. She said, Bruce, this is freaking hilarious to me because, like, Bruce never threatened to call CPS on you. If you got anonymous threats to do that, I doubt you did. I just proved that I did. It probably came from the same people who made 28 calls to CPS for germ. They like to do that crap. No, I effectively proved with an IP address trace that it came from Bubbles. So thank you for that. I just proved you wrong again. But Lori wouldn't know the truth and facts if they slapped her in the face.
I'm just
presented with facts. She doesn't even know what they are. So,
some people are
really,
the definition of the chat doesn't always know what they're talking about.
Oh, and Angie. Somebody just sent me a screenshot. Squid lets her daughter sit there listening to Slug's filthy mouth. She ignores her daughter for hours while she's live. 3 hours that girl cried for attention. Did anybody think my daughter cried for attention yesterday?
Wait. I'm actually okay. This is the one time I'm actually going to go off on a chatter. Squid didn't do that fucking retarded bullshit.
Right
I know what you're referencing, but Squid never did that retarded bullshit, so don't try and fucking lie. I'm not sorry for calling a chatter a retard, but I'm fucking tired of hearing this whole bullshit of, oh, Squid's a bad mom, Megan's a bad mom, Tug's a bad dad, this is that, that's this. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. It's usually childless 80-year-old morons that have no fucking business talking about parenting.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing too.
Fuck,
like,
bro.
This is funny, but you really need to excuse Bruce did something to you to justify mocking him and twisting the narrative. I'm literally reading court documents. That's what I do. I don't investigate anybody behind the scenes except for when I have random people that I decide to do an IP address trace on. Oh, and it turns out they go back to Bruce.
This just in, actions have consequences.
But to justify mocking him and twisting the narrative to fit a psychopath's contrived storyline. And I've never said that I liked Jeremy.
Hell, I even criticized Jeremy on my stream earlier. I'm like, no, I don't like his editing or his video styles. Yeah, he can be an asshole, but being an asshole is not illegal. He's not a bad person.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Paula, I agree. Children do what children do, and not acknowledging her when she's crying because I said no is a little different than me not crying or me watching her cry because she fell or she did. If I said yes to everything this little girl wants to do, we would be in the ER every other day.
Remember, everybody, we need to encourage baby Squid to enable her sleeper agent programming so that she continues to bite the elderly squid. You know, it's for America.
She is sitting right here.
Bite her! Bite her! Bite her! Bite her!
Hey, Bug, you want more water?
Bite her, child. Bite her. Don't let the old woman escape.
Let me or daddy know. And sometimes, I don't live in this house by myself. So sometimes when she's not here, I'm not ignoring her. She's hanging out with her father.
Like, look, throughout all of this, I've seen the dumbest fucking arguments that I could have ever imagined.
Oh, like, it gets better. It gets better.
No, like they equate someone, like, for example, just being an asshole to being a criminal. That's what these people are doing, and it's super fucking annoying. Baby Squid, bite her. Bite the old lady. No. You got this.
Did you go eat dinner yet? Yeah. No, your plate's still out there. It gets better. I know you think you know something about the law and legal strategies, but you don't. I literally read documents and I refer to things like this. When I don't know something, I'll either say I don't know it or we can look it up together, which is what we're going to do. Like, it's
chat, be shocked. Squid knows how to read. But let me before this gets taken further. Can I
finish this real quick? Because then I can redo my response and we can move on.
Oh, I just wanted to kind of fully contextualize my Jeremy's an asshole comment. Because
everybody's an asshole. It's just whether you choose to show it at times or not. That's the problem.
Oh, I just view it as like the guy's a businessman. He can't survive the business world without being an asshole. That's just the realities of the job.
Mr. Squid's an asshole. He's just not an asshole to me.
Yeah, like outright.
Or the little, right?
Like
It's everybody has that side. It's just when you have to show it. And sometimes, especially like running a business, you can't put friends first and you can't put your emotions first, because if you always put your emotions first, your business is going to fail.
Yeah, that's like I had to learn that because before the whole even knowing anything about Jeremy or shit like that, I'm like, I am unironically seeing, no, the guy's just a businessman that, yeah, he can be a great guy objectively. But
he can also be an a-hole when he needs it.
Exactly.
And sometimes, and like I've read enough Reddit "Am I the a-hole" stories in my life to know, like, sometimes it's okay to be the a-hole in other people's stories.
Yeah, like the guy objectively is a good businessman. Like, you're able to disagree with how he handles things or says things, but objectively, he's a good businessman. Because for
you
one,
don't get to 700,000 subscribers by being a
even outside of YouTube, he does real estate, he does the reselling, he does what else? The condos, and he does a lot of other businesses. He's smart to fully understand, diversify your income or you're completely fucked. Like,
that's true. Lisa, he did not call, he threatened. There's a difference. Like, Lori also went on there and said that I said that Bruce called CPS. No, I didn't. Bruce threatened. There is a difference, and I want to clarify. He never actually did. But that's because I ran the IP address trace. I called him out that I knew it was him, and I filed a police report so that if there was anything that happened preemptively, the police in my area knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like.
But I'm just,
I just want to clarify, because this person went over into the Flea's chat and said that you're going
to get, like, here's the thing, Squid. You're going to get stupid people in your chat that don't understand reality. That's just how it is on YouTube. And for example,
what's funny is that what's interesting is that these same people that like get on my case for having my daughter here when I do YouTube, would judge me for being a stay-at-home mom and not working and not providing for my family, but they would also judge me if I had a full-time job and I was away from my kid 40 hours a week.
Yeah, and those people eat lead paint, and those people eat glue. Who cares what they think? They're probably out there trying to figure out which way to piss.
You see, I will in a little bit. I want to get through this first because this was a long comment and I had a response. And my response was like, no. And I never claimed to be a lawyer. I never claimed to know everything about the law, but I read documents. Oh, and I refer to Cornell Law School's law encyclopedia and the local rules. And I have enough of a college degree to interpret, words and have some reading comprehension.
But yeah, Squid.
Like, I know, and I appreciate it, Slug. I really do.
Yeah.
I just have to point this out because this is hilarious to me. This is so funny. Like, I'm not offended by this. This makes me laugh. And this right here is called monetize your haters. So I'm not only pointing her out, giving her 15 minutes of fame, which she so greatly wanted, to comment 6 paragraphs of bullcrap. You have no clue that what German Shocket have done is going to end very badly for them. It is obviously acted to force Bruce off the case, and that will not go over well. Nobody forced anybody off of anything.
Me too, baby Squid. We need to rise up. We need to set things on fire. Okay, baby Squid, enable. Get the lighter. Get the flammable little gasoline spray. We are going to set things on fire, baby Squid. There will be no survivors. Everything will be on fire.
I think everyone who has ignored the psychopath's history of stalking, threatening, setups, protection orders are going to wish they had protected themselves from his wrath when he loses this case. loses.
Whose asshole is loose?
I'm getting to that. German Shocket has been exposed. This case is over. This case is far from over. Far from over. And I don't have a screenshot of my response, so I'm just gonna read it.
No, I gotta say this. This whole thing of like, oh, they're exposed. It's like, bro, no. This isn't how.
Not how that works.
Jeffrey, please don't remind me how Squid mutes me and throws me into the basement. She's so rude to me.
What are you supposed to do? Put her in daycare? Yeah, it's Darlene.
Daycare's expensive.
It's just the point of these people would never be happy no matter what I did. There's just some people in this world that mom shame, and you can't protect them from any, like, you can't make them happy, so why try? This is my response. Loses his job. I knew you were retarded by the paragraphs above, and I have the receipts. However, your failure to know the difference between loose and lose sealed the deal. Nothing you say is credible because you keep proving you know actually absolutely nothing about our legal system. I have other content that I can't wait to talk about. However, talking about you is highly entertaining, and it makes you so angry, which is even more entertaining. And that's the only reason I got into this, was to annoy the crap out of Bruce, because he threatened my family. You activate Mama Bear mode, you're going to make an enemy for life. And that's what he did.
I just view this as like, this is some of the pettiest bullshit that I've seen. Not from you, from all of this. Because, like, look, the most you can get on Jeremy for is being cringe. That's objectively what it is. Jeremy is cringe, and that's all you got. And he's not a criminal. He's not a bad person. There's no evidence of any of that, but it's just so annoying. Everyone moral grandstanding over this shit. Like,
yeah, everybody's taking this way too personally, which also makes me laugh on both sides.
Like Squid is the type of troll that actively engages with people that just she finds funny. I'm the person that's like, I'm a wait and I'm a see you crash and burn.
What's funny is this person just makes me laugh because she's shown that she's just not like there's being ignorant of something, knowing and admitting and actively searching and learning, and then there's being ignorant about something but telling everybody that you're the smartest person in the room.
Well, sometimes glue tastes good, okay? We can't judge people on their favorite flavor of glue. That's rude, Squid, and you know this.
I know. I just have to return a text.
Also, remember, everyone, I will put a new rule. For every $5 super chat, I will not swear for 10 minutes.
And Mr. Squid does get on to me for the swearing too, so I can't get mad at you for something that I do.
No, I know, but I'm offering chat to enjoy a swear-free slug.
And I have my favorites. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Tammy's cousin. Bubbles 4-9 response will be the same, or 4-9 response will be the same bad whining as before. I know his writing does annoy you. Well, his writing annoys me because I objectively proved why I think his writing is bad. Like, his writing is like, we showed MLS's lawyer and Bubbles literally filing a motion for the same thing. They both wanted an extension of time to respond to the original complaint or the amended complaint. But you can see the difference between a good writer and Bubbles. And like,
I don't know. I just find this to be incredibly dumb. Like, the tactics being used are fucking ass backwards because you're not going to get any real results by using the tactics that are on display right now. Like, at all.
Yeah, I don't. And the amount of people that think showing up to a court date or not showing up to a court hearing is a good thing. Is I just, And Taz, thank you for the $2 super chat, just because I love you.
I genuinely, and I've said this before, I genuinely hope that Bruce learns from this stuff and improves as a person. I genuinely hope that.
Like, I am wondering, and I am not a doctor, I am not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, but I do have a background in OT with a heavy influence in psych care. I think something is wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like and not all you'll know, like, I criticized Randy and Jeremy too, or Randy, not so much Jeremy, because Jeremy's not the one doing the writing. So like I only look at the like I only look at the filings, and I make my decisions based on it's not like skipping jury duty. Even skipping jury duty is not a good thing. And Tammy, thank you for the $10 super chat challenge for chat to join me. See if Slug can succeed.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
And we have Missy coming to the stream.
It's the British. Oh, I actually gotta head out. I have a stream at 6 p.m.
Oh yeah, and that's 1 minute from now. Good luck.
Yeah. Peace out, everyone. I'm going to be live and causing a little chaos. I've also set something on fire.
You never cause chaos.
Remember, Squid is elderly.
And whoop, hold on. Sorry,
Might
I lost
help
it.
if the mic was near.
Brickle64, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Curmudgeons for Squid. Holly, your OT specializes in hands. What's your specialty? I am a lymphedema therapist. I also was in acute care and inpatient rehab with a heavy focus when I was on acute care in cardiac surge and neurosurge, and then cardiac and stroke in rehab. So stroke specialty. But I loved lymphedema because they're the forgotten bunch. Doctors don't know how to treat them, but a lot of doctors also don't have the cognitive ability and the psychological ability to admit that they don't know something. So those people don't get treated as well as they should. So that's my, All right.
I just want to say a little something, right? You are unique. Okay? You are unique.
That's the truth.
You are perfection in your own right, and what you do and how you do it. Never, ever let anyone inside that can cause any kind of chaos.
Oh, and I don't. Like, I find this absolutely hilarious. And Megan taught me, because she's the queen at monetizing her haters. And I learned. So, and thank you, Kat, for the $15 super chat. Working mom versus stay-at-home mom, both work hard. Formula versus nursing, as long as the baby's fed. Who freaking cares? Mom can't do anything right according to somebody. Then that's true. Like, society as a whole is just like I'm not a parenting expert, but like you let them cry and you're horrible. You don't let them cry and you're coddling them. And it's just,
it doesn't matter how anybody looks at it. You're a stay-at-home mom looking after your child the best way you can. Little one loves coming in to the stream, causing havoc with the mic and talking away to the audience. Loves the cuddles, loves the speech, and the little one does what she likes and preserves to do. It's not a case of...
Would you like a link? I'm anti-Welsh, yeah. I would say I'm anti-British, but here we are.
Yeah, anti-British. Here we are. You've got a Scot.
Here we are.
Bring the Welsh. Scots, Welsh, and States. We're doing well.
They don't come with manuals, and no two are the same.
What's that? The Brits or the children?
Children. Or Brits, too. Spawn and I got in. We didn't get into it the other day. We have discussions, and we have discussions, and one of the discussions we had is like why some Americans seem so stupid, or something like that. It wasn't exactly that phrasing, but like that's the basic gist of it. But it was like, we have 330 million people. We have the odds that we have someone who's stupid is better. The odds are on our side to have stupid people. It's just what it is. Like,
sometimes you can't fix stupid, Squid.
But you can medicate it.
Yeah, you can, but then they just go off the rails and they just get even worse, and you just go, why? How? Really? You want to go down that route? It's like all this with Bubbles and talk, oh, he didn't need to go to court, he didn't need to do this. He was ordered. He was told by the federal judge, hey, you got to come here on the 3rd. There's my little miss. He's my goddess girl.
All right, so I'm gonna get into reading this document, so that we can see how this is going. I just have to open it up because I have so many things open. Let's see. All right. Order. This matter was scheduled for a show cause hearing on April 3rd, 2025. Document 99. And remember, we're on document 128. So this is document 128. It's oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm an acquired taste. I'm like I'm an acquired taste, you know. And it's like, love me or hate me, for I am just me. And coming to the stream, the good old Welsh twat himself.
Oh, shut up, you jock twat.
I'm learning British insults. It's kind of funny.
Oh, wait a minute. So, wait, that wasn't Moosey. Yeah, shut up, you septic tank.
That wasn't Moosey, that was me.
I know, I just realized that. Oops.
Yeah, I'm the joke.
Sergeant Mitch, thanks for the $2 super chat. Needed to gave to Slug, but like you better.
I'm absolutely disappointed. I want a divorce. Last night it was my pretty. Tonight you got Moosey, and not even an offer of a reach around, let alone a hey, would you like to come join us? No,
that's a long distance. But to the people who think that Spawn and Moosey don't get along, here.
Like, I've got to say something, right?
Hang on a minute, let me get my spray bottle.
Yeah,
What?
get your spray bottle ready. It's a case of Spawn and I have been talking for a
Avoiding
long
each other?
time.
All right, sorry.
And we talk behind the scenes
Each other's back.
also.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Bye.
Okay. And a whole shenanigans happened. And yeah, something was accused. And it was so funny. I wasn't even in the stream at that time, which was like funny to me. So I call Spawn a Welsh twat, and Spawn calls me a jock. Well, here in Scotland, we are called jocks. That's what the Scottish people are called.
Freaking eating fucking hobbit. What?
Sorry to derail you, Higley, but that it's just a. So Spawn calls me a jock, and I call him a Welsh twat, and we laugh about it. We have fun and games about it, and people think we're against each other.
I have them both on at the same time, and they're talking. So for anybody that ever thinks that they don't get along, I hope that I've proved you.
Just mute the show, mute the stream really quickly. So when am I getting the check again?
Can I read this document, because it gets kind of feisty.
No, you can't. Derailed.
I know. Trust me, Spawn started the derailing.
I did not. You started it.
No.
Actual fact. Yes, you came into my stream.
Sorry.
You came into my stream 7.5 weeks ago, and you posted a link without asking me, and then you fucked off again. And I was sat there going, "Duh, what the fuck just happened?" Oh yeah. Sit there and laugh. Yeah, you remember that 7.5 weeks ago.
I apologized. See,
7.5 weeks ago.
Spawn and I, and
Nope.
Missy, I'm sorry I missed your call today. I was sleeping, because we have this thing where I try to put the little down for a nap, and I'm the one who ends up falling asleep.
Hey guys, here come the excuses.
Hey, sweetheart. Hey.
That's okay. I missed I missed a whole lot of phone calls and text messages and stuff. But Spawn and I get into it all the time. But we also realize that we have cultural differences, and we explain to each other when we have a misunderstanding, or like why I think and why he thinks what he thinks, is because we have cultural
we're educated.
Well, you know.
No, I think a lot of people hit right. Here's the thing. A lot of people are very easily convinced about crap. Now,
Darlene, is it Spawn or Slug? Because Spawn's not taking over. Like, I invited him on, so yeah, he's not taking over. Like, no. He's not taking over.
If I want. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not like that. I'm, there can only be one Slug. No, what was I going to say? No, the thing is, people are very easily convinced, and luckily, the situation with Missy Lady a couple of weeks ago and Linda, it was caught very early on, so I was able to rectify everything very quickly. So it was done properly, it was done respectfully, and it was done, in a calm
and people are going to have disagreements. We have you don't always agree. Well, like I say, if you always agree with everybody everything someone does or says, even if they're your friends, you're either brainwashed or you're completely ridiculous. Like, nobody's ever going to get along, but it's how you make it through that, and you discuss it with each other as to why you're upset or why you think. And then sometimes you realize, especially with us, like, it's just a cultural thing, and it's like, oh yeah, it's just,
oh my god, hang on a minute, Copperwise is here. You Copperwise, you absolute pleb, I haven't seen you for so long. How you doing? Why do you hate Spawn Trooper? Missy Lady, why do you hate Spawn Trooper, and why is the answer that he's
Cynthia is my favorite, my second favorite troll. Here is Peculiar Optics here.
Yeah.
So the Unhinged merch, if you go to my merch store and you see all the Unhinged on the internet merch, that is my ode to Peculiar Optics calling me unhinged when my child was insulted.
Like, who said I hated your Spawn?
No, he's just being they're just joking. In fact, even I put my vest and helmet on when I saw that night. I came straight in here. I can't even remember who told me. They just said, "Oh yeah, Squid's getting attacked," and I came in here like a freaking Exocet missile. But by the way, I think Bruce is going to go to jail. I've read that document.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I mean, if Randy is getting a 4,000, so 2,000 per motion that he got sanctioned for, so both of them had 2. He got sanctioned for 2. Each was $2,000. So that means Bruce would have got the same thing, but I think Bruce would have got a little bit more due to the fact of his frivolous motions that he was doing continuously. And due to the fact that his behavior with the emails and everything else, my personal opinion, I think he would have walked away with probably 15-20 grand worth of sanctions and probably lost a product vice. But the fact that he didn't turn up, and 1 hour prior for him to turn up, suddenly put the motion in that he was fired by the defendants. Did anyone actually contact them two and actually ask if that was actual factual? Can you imagine?
Sorry, Gabby just threw me off with this. I love how Squid has a ranking system of her favorite trolls.
Hey, hang on a minute. I'm not.
And there's a couple people that I thought were going to come in here and troll because they do on a regular basis watch what I 2 Lees in a pod. And you know what? They've come in here and never once have been rude to me. And it's like, okay, I don't care what you do the 22 hours that I'm not streaming in a day. Like, you can watch whoever you want. Like, as long as you're nice to me, I don't care.
I think that like people are I think people are coming to the realization is that what we're saying, or like you read out the court documents and stuff like that. I think people are coming to the realization is that actually I think these guys are making more sense than I believed in the first place.
And it's not only that, Spawn, it's Squid, Megan, Tuck, read the full document.
Yeah.
Not just parts of it, it's just sections of it to the point to fit the narrative. Is that how you say it?
Narrative? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just I don't ever want to be accused of cherry picking for one side. Yes, the facts have led me to one side, and the fact that I felt threatened by one side and the other side, like Jeremy and I aren't friends, but in the sense of like, I don't hate him, but I'm not like, you know, like Spawn and I talk every day. Musi and I talk every day. Like there's people that I've met from YouTube that I talk to damn near every day. And there's people that I don't talk to, but that just because I don't talk to them does not mean that I hate them. It just means that like I wouldn't go out and have like a beer with them if, you know, invited. It's not personal. It's just there's only so many hours in a day, and you can't talk to everybody and have an in real life too.
I mean, technically, if we really want to address the elephant in the room, I mean, technically, you had nothing to do with the Hales court cases or anything else. I mean, you were reading out court documents, and it was by going onto a platform and everything else. After that, you start to get, you know, because at the end of the day, you were not any way, shape, or form involved in any of the court cases whatsoever from the Hales versus Preston. So this is just recent. And now that
plus, the more documents that I read, the more I learn. And I believe in lifelong learning. And you can't. My thing is I like government stuff, but I'm all for holding people accountable, like judges, prosecutors, even defense attorneys. But we can't know. We can't hold our government officials accountable if we don't know what they do. So I like to learn and figure out what they're supposed to do versus what they actually do. That's why I read the ethics rules. Are you okay?
I mean, that's why in the past I've mentioned the American Board Association model rules for professional ethics, or the ABA rules as they call them, the ABA model rules for professional and ethical behavior as a lawyer, and I've mentioned them quite often actually. And I find it quite strange that like some of these rules have been mentioned in some of these motions, but obviously it's one rule for one and a different rule for everyone else.
Yeah, and I'm
But
all
don't you
about like I
find
had to
it?
take ethics classes, so I'm like, it's kind of one of those like I'm a very type by the book person, which is one of the reasons I love reading the book. But I know I'm going to screw this up, and I know it's one of those names to like get me to buck naked because I'm indigent something.
Well, it starts with indigid, that word.
Okay, your board's over there. Would you want Mama to get your board?
But you find in this
Oh.
case particular on how when it comes to a proper law degree, on how you like you go through all these exams and things like that. But looking at Bruce in this court case, it's like you sit back and you listen in the motions, you listen what's put in, you read everything, and you sit and go, are you serious? You went through a bar exam to get to here?
Well, he did spend
Not
3 years
one, but
in law
two.
school. He did spend 3 years in law school, so that's another thing I need to ask Squid. Because hi, Mama Squid, by the way, and everyone else. The fact that in the States, when you go to law school, because obviously right at the beginning I did do research on him, and he spent 2 or 3 years in law school, and then he worked for a company, got fired, or he worked for a court, and then worked for a company, got fired from that company. Then he went self-employed in 2003, 2004. Now, if you spend 3 years going through law school, you'd think that you'd continue at a professional type of level of ethics or integrity, but obviously somewhere in the last 25 years, he probably
All right.
because
I am going to get to this thing though, because there are some people that haven't read it yet or haven't been able to read it. So I just want to get through it because it's telling to both sides. Like he explains things very well. I like how this judge writes. He's very clear. The checkbook comment to me was a little bit where he crossed an unprofessional line, but hindsight being 2020, if he was the third person out of 3 parties involved to get unprofessional, I mean,
Would you like a man's voice to read it out for you, madam?
I will do it.
Okay.
But I appreciate it. All right. We got to document 99. Prior to the hearing, the court had notified counsel for both parties that the following issues would be addressed at the hearing. 1, plaintiff's motion for sanctions. 2, whether defendant's counsel pro hoc vice status should be revoked. And 3, whether counsel for both parties should be sanctioned for their filing of specific motions that were frivolous. Documents 96, 98, and 118. Notice how he says both. He is not pointing out Bubbles being the only one.
And you also didn't mention
the pro hoc vice status was the only one because he's the only one with a pro hoc vice status. Sorry.
And also, at no point did the judge, at no point in the letter that he wrote on the 14th, I believe it was, of March, and at no point did he say that anybody was going to be arrested or detained or held in custody. At no point did he say that. So I can't understand.
I believe Jeremy had said in the December 19th deposition redo that he said, hey, y'all, if you aren't, if you start acting foolish again, I could do this. Not that I will. I could do this. Word choice is very important. And people just hear, oh, he said he was going to call the marshal. No, he said he could. Yeah. He said it's within his purview and his ability as a federal judge to do that.
Exactly.
Like, hey, here's what I'm capable of. Don't push me to that point.
Exactly.
That's how I interpreted that anyway.
And that's why he became a potted plant and not a triffid yet. So he was still a potted plant.
Until he flowered.
Oh, yes.
All right. Paradoxically, haven't seen that in a in a motion for a while. Yeah. Both parties were told to bring their checkbooks. You cannot pay via Zoom, and the court does not take Venmo.
Or PayPal.
I'm sorry, court. I mean, Venmo didn't exist the last time I had to pay a court, but you know, I had to pay court costs for my reckless driving ticket in Virginia. $50, but I had to write a check, so I had to bring my checkbook. Defendant's counsel failed to appear at the hearing that was scheduled in part for him to explain why he should not be sanctioned for his unprofessional conduct. And right here, he's not saying that that everybody's like the judge was against Bruce, which is funny because some of the people on the Hales side were like the judge is against Jeremy. No, the judge is against everybody who's unprofessional in his courtroom. Like it is. I did represent myself pro se, but it was honestly, it was traffic court. Like, I didn't think I needed a lawyer for traffic court, especially when the sheriff who pulled me over wasn't even there.
The next sentence is a very important one.
Yes. The hearing was noticed on March 14th of 2025, 3 weeks ago. And defendant's counsel was clearly aware of his obligation to attend the hearing. That's the problem I have. Like, if he got on a flight and he missed his connection because his flight from Boston to Charlotte, and I use that because American Airlines goes through Charlotte. So if he went from Boston to Charlotte, missed his connection, totally can like understand being sent a Zoom link or like the judge being understanding of why he wasn't there. Hey, I tried. I'm working on getting a second flight. My flight was, I missed my flight and there's no other flights leaving tonight. Like, it's just what it is.
But you didn't even try.
Yeah, there's the, Oh no. I missed something. So, KB, what's going on? I missed your, oh no, please like email me or come into the next stream or something and let me know that everybody's okay. Because I saw hope everything is okay, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go back and find this comment. Like, I just car just ran into your house. That is that is not a small thing. I got, sorry, I'm a little speechless for that one. Bruce wanted to pay with gift cards and empty tortoise shell. That's just wrong.
Go, just before you carry on, I got a question.
Yep.
Obviously, this is just going by rumors, so I'm going to treat it as a rumor. Apparently, a few weeks ago, sometime in March, Bruce Matskin made the comment about him not attending the court case a few weeks back. So if him saying that this means that it was preemptive that he wasn't going to turn up. So therefore, any excuses he's used are untrue. And the fact that he also wrote that motion where he said that he was fired by his clients, which I probably don't think they actually knew about that. Probably they do now, but that means he's been deceptive towards the judge and the court. So this here, what you're about to read out, continue to read, is being extremely nice compared to what could happen if they do find out he's lied.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the judge is a government official, and the government has a lot of power. A lot of power. At the end of the day, I'm not particularly a big fan of that, because I'm all for the government leaving me alone. But this is why I think the whole reason I even watched this stuff to begin with was Judge Grudge, because that to me was fascinating as far as like how, like, I hate judicial immunity. It's like, so I watched that because that was fascinating to me. Being a legal nerd, and liking to watch court cases for fun because I'm a nerd like that. Like this was interesting to me. So with the federal case, the reason I like reading the documents is because I like the judge. I want to learn about the federal system because I don't know that much about the federal system. So what better way to learn than to read?
So indeed, the day before the hearing, I thought it was an hour before the hearing, was it? But yeah, anyway.
Hold on. Defendant's counsel was clearly aware of his obligation to attend the hearing. Indeed, the day before the hearing, defendant's counsel filed a notice informing the court of his decision not to attend the hearing, document 124. The court issued an order shortly thereafter making clear that the hearing would go forward and that defendant's counsel would be expected to attend. Less than an hour before the hearing was scheduled to begin, defendant's counsel filed a notice of withdrawal of counsel as counsel. The mere filing of that notice, of course, did not relieve defendant's counsel of his obligation to appear at the scheduled hearing. Footnote 1. Nonetheless, defendant's counsel failed to appear. The hearing went forward regarding whether plaintiff's counsel should be sanctioned under Rule 11 for filing Docs 85 and 86. After hearing from plaintiff's counsel, the court thoroughly explained on the record that documents 85 and 86 warranted sanctions because they were filed without a sufficient legal and factual basis. The court explained that it believed an appropriate sanction would be $2,000 per filing for a total of $4,000. Thus, under Rule 11C4 and the court's inherent authority, the court orders plaintiff's counsel to pay $4,000 as a monetary sanction. This $4,000 is due immediately and shall be paid to the clerk of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida. So Randy had to pay $4,000. $2,000 per motion is steep, but in my opinion, it's steep. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Like, they make more money than me. But
I mean, technically, you could get that back in a couple of hours. But the thing is that if Bruce seriously, I mean, in my head, if Bruce seriously thinks that he's going to walk away from this for not paying a penny, then I think he's got another shot coming to him.
I just don't, I will never understand, and I've said this multiple times over the last 24 hours, I don't understand why people, I say in this country, but I'm sure it's a worldwide problem, think that there will be no consequences for actions. Like, it's just, I don't understand why Bruce did not show up for a federal court hearing. Fine. He made that decision. Fine. But the people that are enabling him and not helping him, kind of, that's what I really can't understand as well. That good point, Drew. Drew, you bring up a really good point. It's a federal case. Everything is bigger, including fines. He gave a statement to the Fleas. It was a mutual decision, so technically not sacked. Well, we're getting to that part too, because I don't hate you. You helped me with documents. I do not hate you. You are my Nebraska, and I have to fix my leg. Angel. It's just one of those, like, it's not that he did it, fine, that's his action, but the people who were like, well, the judge should have sent him a Zoom link. We do everything by Zoom these days. No. Federal court does very little things by Zoom, from what I understand. It's like absolutely, it's not that he made the decision fine. But would he have made that decision if he didn't have hundreds or thousands of people enabling him to back him up that was a good idea? That's my other question.
It's not only that, it's a case of we're a couple of years gone, like, past COVID, and people are getting back into office. So we're not always going to use that excuse, hey, everything's got to be done over Zoom. People got to start looking at it this way. He was told to come to a hearing. A federal judge told him 3 weeks ago that he was to be in the judge's, is it called quarters?
Chambers. Courtroom.
Chambers. And he was told, not only him, Randy was told to be there. So it's not just one-sided. They were both told, hey, you both are going to be sanctioned. Bring your checkbooks. As you said, you can't do over Zoom. Oh, hang a minute, what's he going to do? Pay.
There's a couple of comments in the chat that I want to address, and that I believe that are good points that I didn't bring up, because sometimes I forget things or I don't think of things, and that's why I love my chat.
Yeah, that's true. What Lynette said there.
Lynette, federal court does not like Zoom because it can be recorded by people. The Zoom link can be given out to others as well. That's a really good point that I didn't even like. Federal courts aren't recorded. You can't like. So Zoom, yeah, it shows you how much I use Zoom. You can record it. Like, that's a really good point. And then Gareth brings up another one. Judge tells you to jump, you ask how high. Yeah, that's the thing. If you have a problem with the judge, you do what he says, and then you put it in a motion addressing it with the judge above him, like Bruce did. But the problem that I had with Bruce's motion is he was trying to litigate in that motion instead of just like putting what problems he had with the judge and backing up his points with evidence. He started bringing up other things that weren't involved with the judge, that the judge had nothing to do with. The judge didn't care about. And if that judge doesn't care about it, his boss won't care about it either.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing that I can't get my around the head. Like, carry on reading. I'm gonna think about this. What I want to say before I say it.
And I just checked the docket. This is still the only order that's in, but I am gonna do something else with the docket, because there was a comment that I wanted to address, that I saw in another chat. Everything okay?
Squid, how does PACER work?
Huh?
How does PACER work? Do you pay like a fee each month, and then you just pay for what dockets you want?
It's 10 cents a page. So when I just looked up the document, here's what I did. I'll share this. Well, we'll finish this and then I'll explain. We'll get through one before we move on. It's fine.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Paul Davis, you know it.
Footnote 1. Under the local rules, an attorney may not withdraw without permission from the court unless the client has another attorney of record who intends to continue the case. See Northern District of Florida Local Rules 11.1H. Defendants do not have another attorney of record in this case. Therefore, defendant's counsel cannot withdraw unless given permission by the court. Such permission has yet to be granted. So as of now,
he's in contempt then. That means he is in contempt of court.
And this is where the judge has a lot of discretion and a lot of power. And I know what I would do, but that's because I've seen a lot of things behind the scenes. But the judge, once again, hasn't. As mentioned above, defendant's counsel failed to appear at the hearing scheduled for April 3rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. The court hereby orders defendant's counsel to show cause as to why the court should not exercise its inherent authority and sanction him for failing to appear. See Miller v. Midland Credit Management, 11th Circuit, September 17th, 2021. explaining that before issuing sanctions under its inherent authority, a court is required to allow the attorney an opportunity to respond orally or in writing. And that hearing yesterday was supposed to be the opportunity to respond in person. The show cause response is due by 5 p.m. Central on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. So ordered, 4th day of April, Zachary C. Bolitho. So that's there's that. Like,
I bet. Right. Here's the question. Right. Here's my question. Now, that a lot of people assumed that he was going to get a bench warrant. Yeah. And okay, fine. And a lot of people made certain comments. But there's one thing, and I don't know if it was just pure coincidence, but I sort of did a little poll, and I went, I had certain different things, and one of them was that he was going to get sanctioned, and the fourth one that he was possibly going to lose his pro act visa. Now, the fact that he hasn't turned up, and the fact that he's got now 5 days to respond to all this, and this is just for him not turning up to the ordered appearance in front of the federal judge. These sanctions, from what I understand, these sanctions now, these 5 days and these sanctions are now just based on the fact that he hasn't turned up. The other sanctions, like because of the two motions that both of them are going to get slapped with. Well, one, Randy's already got slapped with his.
Yeah,
But
he's already paid his. Because if he wouldn't have paid his yesterday, we would have known.
Yeah, so Bruce has got two fine sanctions coming towards him, plus that what you've just heard. And there's a possibility. I mean, technically, this judge is really, really giving Bruce every opportunity to, do damage control and go, do you know what? I've made a big mistake. I reacted emotionally. I used stupid excuses. I lied. Because I tell you one thing now, we know what Lynette and John Cook are like. They will turn around and go, no, we didn't fire him. And if they turn around and say that, and then they get disposed, and they have to do that on legally, yeah. I don't know if we should send Bruce shower gel or a loofah. I don't know. Probably both, maybe. I don't know. I mean, this is ridiculous.
This is something that I've never seen in all the cases that I've covered all over the country. I've never seen this.
I've never seen. Yeah, I've watched a lot of court cases over here. Like with Jeremy Savile. We've had court cases over here in the UK, in Scotland, and in Wales and Ireland. We've had court cases over here, from child abduction and PDF filing and stuff like that, and murders and God knows what else. And you guys over there have had your fair share of court cases of all various different levels, but this is not real. This is surreal. This is absolutely surreal. And the fact that that this guy can continue to walk around free after everything he's done over the last 7 months, and there's been no transparency from anyone from this what the Hales ecosystem.
Oh, and speaking of transparency, all the links that I am using today, I did put in the description of the chat, or the description of the video, so that you can see exactly what I am looking at. Because in the effort, or in the interest of transparency, I like to show people what I'm looking at. So speaking of what I'm looking at, totally the local rules for the Northern District of Florida. This is a PDF. I do have it on my computer, but I did share the link to it because it's finduscourts.gov. So
Holy crap.
There's all the rules. 11.1 attorneys. Like there's a lot. This is 82 pages. So
what is this? Is this part of the ABA rules for?
No, this is the local rules of Northern District of Florida, like the local when everybody brings
Right,
up that local rule 7.1.
Right, got you.
These are the local rules. So speaking of that, local rules 7.1. There's even word limit. So local rule 7.1 C, certificate required. A motion. Oh, thank you. You locked it. Okay, here. There you go. She just mad because she has my phone and she locked it. Appreciate it. I haven't put it on there yet. I haven't put it on there yet because I haven't been on Discord at all today. And I'm not even sure I put Discord on my computer anymore. I think I deleted it when we had all that problems. But yes, every district has local rules. And that's the thing that's the thing that's hard about doing what he did. And he's not the only lawyer that does it. The judge even said in his last order that a lot of lawyers come here from across the country and into this courtroom and practice law in front of me that are not from here, but they get on planes every day and come here anyway. But it's reading and this is a lot to read. I'll admit, like, if I was a lawyer, I wouldn't want to go pro hoc vice in another state and another district because that is a lot to read. And yes, I read, but my reading and my reading comprehension and my memory and ability to remember what I wrote when I'm writing a motion and remember, I have this rule to follow, or I have this rule to follow, I would get overwhelmed. So that's a big thing. I'll get to the word count, Star. And hey, Rory, I think the judge wants to write sanctions order that encompass all the conduct, the original show cause, and now this show cause. Yeah, it's just a lot.
Got you, Rory. Okay, thank you.
According to Lisa, he said he withdrew because the judge was biased against him, but that he would continue helping and writing behind the scenes. Not a good idea. Well, not a good idea to do it the day of. Yeah, Alan Jackson goes to Boston all the time.
Hang on a minute.
And I can't remember where Alan Jackson is from, but I know he's not from Massachusetts, and he goes to Boston all the time.
Hang on a minute. Can you go back to that comment again from that guy?
Which one?
This one? Buckner said, according to Lisa, he said he withdrew because the judge was back. Isn't that a fucking coincidence? Oh, I'm sorry. Isn't that a coincidence? Why is he having that disciplinary in Connecticut?
Hey, Christine.
Exactly the same reason. Or partially the same reason. That's interesting.
Lynette, I'm fully saying right now that I would not be prepared. Who would you like to FaceTime?
Oh my God.
Grandpa?
Baby Squid, you can FaceTime me. I'm already here.
FaceTime Grandpa.
Can you check your private message, please, Squid? Thank you.
I am. You and somebody else sent me that same thing at the same time. 4 minutes apart. So whoever sent it to you sent it to me too.
Sorry. I'm just getting you back for the other day. Right. Let's
Alan Jackson's the singer's hometown is Newman, Georgia. It's probably Newton, Georgia. But Steve, Alan Jackson is the lawyer for Karen Reed. So he is. Hey.
Is that my pretty?
It is.
Oh yeah. How you doing?
Oh, he is. Okay, he's from California. I knew he wasn't from the Northeast. I just couldn't remember where he was from. So it's just. But getting back,
I feel like I'm not. No, hang on a minute. Whoa! There's something wrong. There's not something not mathing here. It's 3-1. This did no help. Flash help.
He's just swimming in
You
that
thought-
sea of estrogen, ain't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Swing.
and tell Mrs. Spawn we are doing just fine.
Wait, what?
Because she's gonna ask how I am and how the little one is. Well, she's gonna ask how the little one is and me by default. So we're doing just fine.
Yeah, she actually went to bed about 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she adores you too. She really does. I'm like, yeah, I want a divorce.
Squid, how many pages is this law document?
82.
82.
Wow, a lot of it.
Why in God's green earth would anyone want to move to Levy County, Otter Creek, Florida? I think Judge Thomas has set all of this in motion, and I think his bias created all the legal messes. I don't disagree.
I don't either.
Oh, that explains a lot. Alan Jackson, the attorney, was based out of Los Angeles. He's an Air Force aircraft mechanic. That explains a lot.
Can I ask a quick question? If you move further towards the Key West or the Keys, does the mentality and the level of stupidity disappear and people become normal again?
The closer you get to Miami, you like hit this area where it's like Jersey South, and then you hit where it's Cuba North. So
okay, so in one place,
Florida is
and-
weird because it's like Jersey, the southern 2/3 of Florida is like, or southern half of Florida is like Jersey with alligators. But then you get to Miami area, which is a lot of Hispanic Cuban area, very good food. But it's weird because it is such like the panhandle of Florida is basically like the South. It's like Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, because you know it's
okay. So what you're saying, in one place watch your wallet and the other place be armed to your teeth.
It's
Yeah.
depending on where you are, it's so big, and it's not that it's big, but it's so like to get to Miami from here is like 9 hours. But
Right,
yet,
so-
if I just drove straight south and I went to Florida, I could be in Florida in less than 2 hours.
Right. So
My
going back to this-
friend, sorry, Spawn. My friend is actually in the southwest of Florida and has actually invited me over for a few weeks.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll come back speaking English and go, oh, tell you, oh, chaps. Oh. No, sorry. Anyway, going back to this document. So basically, Rule 7.1 motions, how made. Now, how made, attorney conference required. I've seen that. Certificate required. I've seen that. Exceptions attorney. I've seen that. I haven't seen how made.
So, how made is an oral motion may be made during a properly noticed trial or hearing. Any other motion must be in writing in the form required by Local Rule 5.1. And this Local Rule 7.1, a request for action of any kind relating to a case can never be made by a letter to a judge. So, you basically have to put everything in a motion, which is, yeah, like mid-Florida, mixed upper Florida, kind of rednecky.
So basically, this is where the copy and pasting came from with Bruce, from this document then.
Yeah.
Allegedly, speculation.
And I can't say like everything that, because in order to know how he wrote these motions, I'd have to get inside his head, and that's a place where I really don't want to be.
No, you don't want to go in there.
No.
Here's the exception. Here's one of the interesting parts. The exceptions: attorney conference and certificate not required. An attorney conference and certificate are not required for a motion that would determine the outcome of a case or claim, for a motion for leave to proceed in forma pauperis, or for a motion that properly may be submitted ex parte. So if you can submit a motion ex parte, you don't need to have an attorney conference. Like if it would be something that would be the outcome of a case, like, I don't know, moving for a summary judgment, certificate not required. So
right now a quick question. Now, for those people who speak non-Americanese and non-legal jargon, what on good God's earth is forma pauperis?
It is Latin and it means
Run for your life.
Well, yeah, that too. I know this. It's not, my brain fog. It's not coming to me. But the minute I hit stop on the stream, I'll know it.
No,
Latin legal term, the ability of an indigent person to proceed in a court without payment of the usual fees associated with a lawsuit or appeal.
Got you. Okay.
So yeah, it was one of those things where I've read this before. I know it. I just can't remember it.
No, it's okay. It's just that, sometimes some people may not know the terminology. So,
yeah, and that's one of the things where I admit that I'm not a lawyer, and some of these things I have to look up as I go. Hey, Dad. Yep. New order from the judge. He's pissed. Hi.
Uh-oh. Really?
Because the Scottish woman,
Misa lady, she's here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
She was talking with you, and you were showing her on the screen, and I went, "I'm not gonna listen to this." So.
Yeah. He thought you were gonna give me a reading, so he was like, I'm not gonna listen in. So
Papa Squint. Oh,
here, baby. Here, take the phone. Angel, I know you're gonna crawl up here, but take the phone. Hey, Dad, I gotta go. Goodbye. Can't hold the phone and you at the same time.
Yeah, so Frank, thanks very much for the layman's term transform. That word.
It means it means cover your. All right.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, for anybody to understand what these motions could entail, obviously you'd have to read all this stuff up. But the thing is, it's. Did you just mention there's a new update on the motions, or?
No, I was just telling my dad that there was.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, looking at some of these rules here and stuff like that, I mean, why don't they just grab him, throw him in a cell, brick the freaking door up, and then just tell Diddy he's next door? There you go.
Well, here's Rule 11.1. What was mentioned in the judge's motion was 11.1H. Hi, baby. That's me.
Question: participants by purpose of parties prohibited professional conduct, disbarment, and other discipline. Professional conduct. An attorney must comply with the rules of professional conduct.
And I believe the judge's motion was H3.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at the thing to make the order to make sure I'm knowing what I'm reading the right thing.
What? No non-payment of fee. Contempt. Person may be held in contempt in the court. The person acts as an attorney in the district violation or pretends to entitled to act as the attorney in the district.
Yeah, I think it's number 3.
He just says 11.1H. He doesn't name the actual. So this whole thing, withdrawing in the case. When a court approval required, an attorney who has appeared in a case may not withdraw unless the court grants leave to withdraw or the client consents to the withdrawal and will leave the client with another attorney of record who intends to continue the case. Neither of which happened. None of those three things, because B is a 2-part answer. Prior notice, an attorney must not move for leave to withdraw without first giving 14 days notice to the client, unless giving notice is impossible. Ooh. The motion must set out the client's position on the motion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that it doesn't sound like happened. And honestly, right now, regardless of whether you hate Lynette or love Lynette or John, LP, and JC, whether you like them or hate them, Bruce screwed them over.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Whether, and this is where my people call it fence riding. I call it plain, or laying out the bullshit on both sides.
Well, you're unbiased, so there you go.
Like, if I were them, I would be very, very angry. And I would be very, very angry with the people who are thinking that his actions are okay when he just screwed me over as a client.
I mean, someone asked me in my stream this morning about this, and I turned around and I said, look, regardless of who's right or wrong, they have every right to press charges against him. Because the thing is, I don't think they are aware that he's actually used them as a scapegoat.
I would be very, very, like, I would be super freaking angry, because regardless, you could hate them you could hate them. I don't care. You could be their biggest fans. I don't care. Like, as an unbiased person, if I were them, one, I would have tried to find counsel that wasn't him long before this. And maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. I can't speak for them. I'm not. Yeah, this seems to be more and more the case every day, which everybody knows. And I've been blatantly honest from the very start. I have not been pro one side or anti the other. I'm anti Bubbles.
Well, Lynette and John deserves better. I mean, honestly, that's the truth.
Deserves better. Hell, Sarah Boone deserves better.
Yeah, hell, they deserve better than what they have received. Yes. I mean, whether you agree with them, whether like Squid said, no matter what side of the coin you're on, the point is they deserve to have better representation than what they've been getting.
Wait, hang on a minute. John Naylor, what was that? I might not like Spawn, but I will not rage quit because you see it. What the? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, what was I going to say? I mean, at the end of the day, I think
everybody who watches me, if y'all have a problem with Spawn, I think it's a cultural thing. I don't think it's a personality thing. I think it's we have different cultures, and y'all too, and I have hashed this out a time or two before.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's just things that we're not going to agree on, and guess what? We just don't talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
We just
we're trying to make him Americanized as hard as we can.
Oh,
we're working on it.
Yeah. Can I just say something? I mean, I'm going to be unbiased because, John, I don't know you, but I'm going to say this now that I've got the chance to do this. Now, here's what I would say. Before you judge me, get to know me first. Once you've got to know me, all right, then you have the ability and the choice to like me or dislike me. And either way, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So, sir, whatever you think is your choice. There you go.
And he might have been saying that in jest too, because John is a pretty sarcastic person from time to time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
You might not be a fan of someone, but you're not going to rage quit because, like, and then you get love Spawn and Taz with the you get what you pay for.
Yeah, John's a good guy. John's a good guy.
Oh, Taz in the heart.
The Beyond the Pond gang can keep their beans on toast.
It's funny when you bring the comment
hung on here for the $2 super chat, America.
Yeah, America.
No, it's America.
Yeah, I just said that. It's America, America. Yeah.
America.
Hey, get the book out of my house, man. We'll put a cap
What
in
a
there.
concept, right? I'm trying to teach the little one that just because you don't like somebody does not mean that you have to go out of your way to be rude to them. And sometimes you will disagree with people, and it's how you deal with it.
Oh, I've got no hard feelings against anybody.
No, I'm just trying to teach because.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody made a comment. Or Kathy made a comment that says, "Mean that you can adult." Imagine that. I'm like, yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to walk around and wipe everyone's ass just because they feel upset and they got butthurt because I happen to be outspoken. But anyway, love you.
Love you, mean it.
Hang on a minute.
No, just kidding.
Hey, don't you start me, Mike Pre. Flash just said something, and I'm trying to see that freaking.
It says.
Spawn is cool, even though he said he don't like pickles.
Okay, now I'm Sir Frank I'm outraged. Doesn't like pickles. That can't be trusted. Are you sure this person isn't Bruce?
I need to remember when I said that. I don't think I ever said that. I don't like. Oh, wait a minute, did I?
Yeah, Debbie, I don't understand why people think they need to announce it. It's not an airport. Like,
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Wait 1 second. At the next platform 7, the incoming train for Who Gives a Shit will be arriving in 10 minutes. Please watch the gap. Watch the gap.
no, you're still not giving him a hug.
Baby Squid. Baby
She's getting tired,
Squid.
mate.
Can
She's
you
getting
blow
tired.
kisses to Auntie Mussy?
Nope, she won't even give me a hug and a kiss right now. All right, there's still a third part to this that we didn't get to.
What was the third part? That was 14. Sorry,
Non-payment of fees. An attorney ordinarily will not be allowed to withdraw based on a client's failure to pay attorney's fees or expenses. But this doesn't apply because obviously, if the withdrawal will delay trial or hearing, and in a criminal case, a motion to withdraw based on a defendant's failure to pay attorney's fees or expenses ordinarily will be denied if made more than 7 days after the defendant's first arraignment. And here's the other thing. I've heard people ask if they can get a public defender. Public defender are only for criminal cases. Public defenders are not for civil cases. So and here is one of the, let's share this tab instead. There we go. Gideon versus Wainwright in 1963 was the case that actually made public defenders possible for all criminal defendants. Nowhere in here is it ever civil. But this was a Florida case, if you can believe it.
Right, see, before you get into this, I'm going to have to say good night to everyone. It's just went past midnight. You say good night, baby Squid.
Bye.
Good night, baby.
Lucy.
Good night. Mwah.
Bye, Moosey. Love you.
Mwah.
See ya.
Love you.
Mwah.
Yeah, go and get your beauty sleep. Get.
I know. That's it.
Call me sometime tomorrow, Moosey, and we'll chat.
Okay.
All right, baby.
Night.
Good night, Missy. And Pretty, you didn't have to shout. She's sitting on the same platform as you are, don't you?
Yes, you got to talk over you though.
That's exactly. I mean, come on.
I'm wearing hearing aids, so I'm slightly deaf in both ears, so I don't know when I'm shouting and I'm not.
Well, I have to give a disclaimer to anybody, and this is something that I think isn't discussed enough when you have multiple people on a stream. Mm-hmm. When people in the chat are like, somebody's taking over your stream or talk, like Slug talks a lot. When I said it last night, but I think it needs to be pointed out when you have multiple people that have their own channels and are used to holding 1, 2, 3 hour live streams by themselves, they can talk by themselves for 3 hours. When you put multiple people that are capable of doing that all on the same stream and combine it with the delay of the internet, people will talk at the same time and people will talk a lot when they're not intending to, and it will seem like someone will take over and really they're not trying to. They're just so used to holding a stream down by themselves that it's just ingrained in their mind that they talk.
Mm-hmm.
They talk.
No, it's a good point there, actually.
It's just one of those things that I didn't realize that I saw it happen all the time before I started my channel. And that's one of the reasons that I can't do big panels, because everybody talks at the same time. But it's not that people are being rude to each other. It's just you have multiple people that are capable of holding down long live streams by themselves. And when you put 3 or 4 of those people together, everybody talks all the time. And when I'm getting something where I'm looking at another page or trying to get a new link up, somebody will take over just because they're not used to that silence. They're used to filling in that silence with their own voice. So it's just if y'all think that someone is trying to take over my stream, I promise you they aren't. It's just when you have people and I know I'm redundant, but when you have people who do live streams every day or every other day where they're talking for hours at a time by themselves, it just happens. It just happens.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's very rare that I have people on my stream, but I try to wait for that gap. And if there's a gap in between the conversation, that's when I jump in. But usually I just wait until you guys are finished, because I am also a gentleman.
Most of the time. Just kidding.
Oh, in the heart. God, everyone's having a go at me. Even Flash is having a go. You're having a go at me. So
well, it's what we do. If I was nice to you all the time, you would ask me what was wrong.
If you were nice, I'd be fucking packing my bags and going into the witness protection program. That's what I'd be fucking doing.
Brenda had a really good comment. If you're afraid of a federal judge and being arrested, you must know you have done something to be arrested for. Not showing up isn't an option. It's like being a wanted person. You're gonna get it. And here's to add on to this, Brenda, the thing that I've never understood is if you think showing up is going to get you arrested, what is not showing up gonna do? If just showing your face is going to get you arrested, what do you think not showing up is going to do?
Yeah, but here comes my problem. I mean, the fact that he sat on a stream and said he's not going to go, and then he sat in a Cafe Nero. I mean, come on. If you're gonna like play the victim and say, "Oh my dear, my wife's arm is hanging off my friend," oh dear, I wouldn't be posting pictures of me and the wife being in the Cafe Nero having a coffee and smiling. I mean, really? Come on, how stupid are you people?
Yeah, it's like this one, like Flash Fan said, it's like Discord voice chat. No one means to talk over each other. It's just with the delay, it happens.
Oh yes, yeah. On Discord,
Spawn,
definitely.
You can't ask that question. How stupid are they? I believe they're starting to take that as a challenge.
Yes, you've actually got a bloody good point there, actually, my pretty, because like, from the day one, or even before I started going live, I used to say it's in the water, and so far, no one's proven me wrong.
Well, they have fluoride in the water, so it possibly is in the water. Hung Hero, thanks for the $2 super chat. You're saying streaming's a mental issue. Well,
wait, what was that? What was that?
it's just one of those.
Yeah, you've got a good point there with like when you got more than one or two people. If you got two people like me and Pretty, or if it's just me and you, then the conversation is fluent, or it flows. But if you've got more than two people, then obviously you have to wait for that cue where there's a pause.
Flash Fan Squid is like, love you, Spawn. Meanwhile, Spawn's on a plane to South America.
Hey, how do you know it's South America? I could be going to Antarctica.
Just as long as you don't go to Argentina.
Can you imagine Flashbang sitting in your channel? Next day he goes, "Oh, hang on a minute, there's a knock at the door," and go, "Yo, how you doing?"
Y'all. That's why you never give up the ability to mute people.
Yeah.
But first told the judge he was wrong.
I mean, fucking interwebs is bad.
Yeah, the judge has a lot of discretion, and I've been doing some research and trying to figure out exactly how much power he has. The problem is when you just go and Google not showing up, what happens when you don't show up to a federal court hearing, it assumes that it's the defendant or the plaintiff who are not showing up, not their lawyers. That's the other thing that I can't quite find.
Now, here, right. One thing.
I do. Sorry. I where did it go? Hung Hero, thank you for the gifted memberships. I still haven't figured out how to highlight those on here. Like it's just one of those, like I can't find anything about a lawyer not showing up to their court case. This right here, Roy, try watching Expert FNL, usually 9 people on the show. Yeah. I can stand, like, I love the Expert, don't get me wrong. But after a certain point in time, like, I can't handle a lot of people talking, and honestly, he stays up later than me. He's Dan Davis. How are you doing tonight? Florida doesn't fluoride their water. Well, that's good. Good to live in Florida. I just, it's just one of those situations. I mean, and for those of you who don't know, Unkung Hero, I'm gonna call you out again. This man recently put a ring on it and proposed to his girlfriend, and she said yes. So there's that.
Oh, well, congratulations.
God, I'm glad I was able to control what I was about to say. Congratulations, dude. Oh my God, my typical squatty mentality was about to come out there and go, how much did you freaking do? Why? No, I'm only joking.
Men always say that. When somebody says they're getting married or they're getting engaged, the guy always says to the other guy, why, man? Why?
That's all right. I'm still not married, so it's okay. I can't comment on anybody's marriages because I've never been married.
At the end of the day, right, as long as when you look at your partner and you look it in their eyes and you just feel that love, that's all what counts. God, I sound like a freaking softie then. That's
what I was like. Let that sink in. Let's just I'm not gonna stop that. Just let that sink in.
I'm telling you right
any
now.
Of y'all think that Spawn is this heartless person? He's not. I can guarantee it.
Not at all.
Like,
shut up, you two. Shut up.
That. I don't know why why she said yes. I don't know, but she did.
Well, congratulations. Well, I mean, I can tell you right now, when I met my beloved queen, I can tell you right now, it was love at first sight from me. Obviously, it took a bit of convincing to get her on board with it.
A bit.
There was a lot of drugs involved. What? No, I'm only joking. No, it was love at first sight, and I worship the ground she walks on. And you know, if you propose to your lovely your queen, and I wish you all the best in the future and congratulations. And just remember one thing: always spoil your queen. Maybe flowers, chocolate, or just that big hug and a kiss.
So this is the site that I go to all the time. It's law.cornell.edu. Cornell Law School.
That's what you're talking about yesterday.
Yeah, Cornell Law School has a legal encyclopedia for the layperson. When they talk about federal rules of civil procedure, this is all the rules that they
Oh, wait a minute! I recognize some of that.
Yeah, this is all the federal rules of civil procedure. So I was looking in here for Angel. she had the phone on the keyboard. I was like, why is it going and I'm not working?
I recognize that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to look in here for some of the judges' discretion, like, you know, it's I was having an issue finding one, because I'm not a lawyer, so research isn't my my thing, but it's like Peter. How are you, Peter? Marriage is nothing more than a legalized version of prostitution. Prove me wrong. Like, it's right now, it's just a piece of paper.
Come and say that in front of my queen and watch how quick you start digging a hole.
I don't see that going over well with
yeah, pizza disappeared. No
way. The magistrate has full authority when the person is in person, but has to get the district judge involved when they are not in person. And it's just, I started looking because I'm getting better at my researching, but this is a lot to go through, and this is a lot to remember. And like, I can't imagine, like, it's just, there was
so wait a minute, these rules are the ones they use in the documents that they're in the motions, right?
If when you see FRCP 5.1, let's just say, like, this is the this is all of that.
Right. So yeah, I can see it. 5.1. It says constitutional challenge of statute notice certification and intervention. Right.
I was trying to look for like not showing up, but I was curious to see. And this is where I know that I'm not a lawyer, but I look. And I know that I don't know the answer. Water?
Go down to Rule 37.
Did you do failure to make disclosures? And yeah, this is the other thing I was going to start looking into. But this is the one I was curious about, physical and mental examinations, because I have this mentality that I believe that if you file a any sort of court document, if you are the plaintiff, you are the defendant, whatever, I believe everybody in the court system should be subject to a mental health screen, because I don't know, for some reason I feel like that would save a whole bunch of time, effort, and money if you're screened for something, or you're just given a general screening, nothing specific, but then all of a sudden when you do it, they see something and it's like, oh, okay, and it's like, okay, you've been diagnosed with this, we might not want you, if we file something, we might know why. But
here's my question though: if with all the behavior that's going on, couldn't there be like a legal sort of standpoint where they could actually ask for some sort of professional psychological evaluation, not just on him but also his clients?
Probably not.
I don't know. I would say probably not.
So.
I really don't know.
Yeah,
I was just to invite Bond to my curmudgeon team, but not after those kind words he said. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I love this. I love this chat. I love interacting with my chat. They're hilarious.
Don't play me. I mean,
wait, what? Dan. Yes. Woo! So, Spawn, you might not be familiar with, and my pretty, you might not be familiar with Dan Davis either, but he's in Florida and he hasn't had power since Hurricane Helene last year.
My word.
Really?
Yeah.
That is. Well, that's when you that's wrong.
Yeah, Rosalind did a really good video last year on his story, but it's been, I thought my 5 days without power, 4.5 days, whatever it was, I thought that was bad, but it's.
Wait a minute, wasn't it Dan Davis? Wasn't you? Were you not in the newspapers about this?
Rosalind made a video.
Oh, that's probably what it was.
Rosalind made a really, really good video.
I would think that it would get done a lot. I mean, you would think after all that time, everybody would be back up on power and everything would be going, but it was so much devastation.
And
they had to start from scratch.
A bunch of bureaucracy.
Oh yeah.
So.
Hey, Dan Davis, if you get the electric bill, right, just write on the front of it, return to sender.
Hey, baby girl, you want to say hi? Hi. Mwah. I love you.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. All right, Paul Davis. Thank you very much for. Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Wait, can you explain that? Florida is the equivalent of a larger version of Porthcawl and Barry put together. What am I? I'm missing. Something's lost in translation.
Right. Okay. Porthcawl is a coastal place. Oh, do I have to explain all this?
You can explain it to me some other time.
All right. Well, it's. I'm just trying to think where it is again. It is because that's south. I'm not south, but it is. I think it's either south of Cardiff or it's east. No, it's west of Cardiff, I think. But anyway, it is an absolute dump. And people, I mean, it's like all you see is anything over 50. It's you're trying to get me in trouble, aren't you, Paul?
And Steve, hey, from Columbia, South Carolina, we are almost neighbors in the sense of the YouTube sphere and where people are from. We're practically neighbors.
Oh my God, Barry! I'm not. Just for the record, I refuse to comment on Paul Davis's description of those two locations, and I refuse to comment. I'm pleading the 4.5, and I'm not saying anything about my lawyer and my cat present.
And Ung Hung Hero, thanks to the $5 super chat. We were without power for nearly 3 weeks after Ian. I thought that was bad. I can't imagine. Yeah, Ian, we got lucky because Ian was supposed to hit us. It came on shore. It's where my friends own a house, and they sent me pictures. Crap, and I can't even remember the name of the town. Fort Myers Beach. And went across Florida, hit Jacksonville, went out into the Atlantic, went around Georgia, and hit Charleston, South Carolina. So we literally got missed completely. It was supposed to go right through our area, and it went south of us and north of us. It was the most bizarre thing I'd ever seen. Like, it's... South Florida is Prince Harry, North Florida is Meghan Markle.
Oh God.
Oh, I don't know if any of y'all have heard this, but apparently Prince Harry has been named in the whole P. Diddy thing because he was a frequent guest at parties.
Well, that's the bad thing about living on the East Coast. I mean, you face those hurricanes that come in, and it just really destroys an area.
Depends on what you're spamming the chat with.
Actual fact, can I just make a statement here? Paul Davis has put me back into. You've caused PTSD with me, man. You mentioned Barry. You mentioned freaking Glamour. No. I'm not allowing that name of that location, that area, into my head, right? Because it just reminds me of Port Talbot. Oh my God, South Wales. There should be a border between Mid and South Wales. Ugh.
Used to spend each summer on Jekyll Island. Fun times. Yeah, beaches are fun. Well, beaches are fun. All right, this was failure to make disclosures. This is Rule 37, or to cooperate in discovery and sanctions. Motion A is motion for an order compelling disclosure or discovery. In general, on notice to other parties and all affected persons, a party may move for an order compelling disclosure or discovery. Motion must include certification that the movant has in good faith conferred or attempted to confer with the persons or party failing to make a disclosure or discovery. So a local rule 7.1 or C is basically 37A1 in a lack of a better, me either, Tammy, but I heard, and with the two people, well, with Spawn and Musi that were both here, can y'all take him back, please?
All right, let me tell you something. I'm going to say this publicly now, right? Don't you ever threaten me like that again. Look, I mean, the only reason I got respect for Prince Harry, right, is one, he's the son of the Princess of Hearts, and he also served in Afghan. Now, what that Megal, whatever her name is, now he's made his bed, let him lay in it. But don't you ever threaten me like that again.
Can you please take him back? Please.
My pretty, how are you feeling? Help me, please. Tell the bad lady to leave me alone.
She's
blink twice.
She's tired. We don't want him back. Thanks. Well, we don't want him either. Can we send him back to Canada?
Actual fact, I've got an idea. Drop him off in Calais. If he can make it over, we'll keep him. I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
Is your daughter making you to work with how much she's paying you? She's tired.
Yeah, you can tell she's tired.
Yeah, she didn't take a nap today. I did. We have this thing of like, I go down and I try to lay down with her until she falls asleep, or one of us does. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's him. Today it was me, and I fell asleep, and she did not take a nap. I did.
So that means she's
Daughter
going to
one
be out
time.
like oops, sorry. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mike.
you're fine. I was gonna say my daughter one time. I told her my mom had come to visit, and she was maybe 2.5, 3 years old, and she didn't want to go to bed. And I said, "Look, just go on in there and get Nanny to sleep." I said, "You'll be fine." So I thought she'd lay there and go on to sleep. No. 20 minutes later, she comes out of the bedroom. I'm like, "What are you doing out here?" She said, "I did my job. Nanny's asleep."
Selena, we'll have to do a stream specifically talking about them, because I have some issues that have nothing to do with like my stuff has to do with like Prince Harry and his book, and I'm all about like recollections may vary.
Yes, everybody sees it, remembers things differently.
And I have a hard time believing that everything bad in the world that ever happens to you and the reason that people don't like you is always due to your race. I watched her in Suits. I did not know that she was half black until I saw the actor that was her father and was like, wait, is she really, like, I had no idea. Like, it's not something that I pay attention to, but not every time anybody doesn't like you is not because of your race. Like, no, or because you're a woman, or because you're this, or because you're that. Sometimes people don't like you because your personality sucks.
I think at the moment, from what I've noticed,
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've noticed over the last couple of years, there's a lot of cultural indifferences or people unwilling to tolerate other people from different countries. It's like, well, if you're not from, it's just like the French. You go to France and you go, "Excusez-moi, parlez-vous anglais?" No. And then they'll turn around in fluent English and go, "No, I do not speak English. I am sorry. Have a nice day." And they walk off and you go, "Oh, okay." It's just like Germany. You know, if you turn around in Germany, say, "Entschuldigung, können Sie mir sagen, wie spät es ist, bitte?" And they'll turn around and go, "Sorry, I don't understand English," in fluent English, and then they'll walk off. And I think the biggest issue is terminology, using types of terminology. You know, and especially if you've got an accent, you've got a sexy voice like I have. Oh yeah.
Hey, Jeannie.
You know, but
Daryl Brooks is going to represent himself in his appeal. Yeah, Jeannie, I remember you. I remember I was there. Well, I wasn't exactly there, but you know, Jeannie, we go way back. Like, Jeannie and I go way back. She was my first. She was one of my people that would co-sign my notes when I worked at the hospital. So she was my supervisor, if you could call that. So, like, Jeannie, I'm aware. How are you doing?
Oh, that's good. Jeffrey Montgomery. Spawn. Dann wie kann sie auf Englisch, and it's English, it's zurücksprechen. You mean talk. Basically, Dan's saying in Germany says, so how can she then respond in English? Well, you have to understand, if I come to the United States and, you know, like me or anyone from the United Kingdom, we come to the States, regardless of if you're English, Welsh, Scottish, or Irish. Our terminology is going to be different. Our attitude is going to be different. Our sense of humor is going to be different. Everything's different. And unfortunately, there are people out there who are, it's just like with Bruce, you know, narrow-minded, think that, you know, and unfortunately, that's the way it is. And no, I'm still not taking Harry back. There you go. But
But look, y'all, I've had fun, but I've got to run. The hubby has just come in, and we've got to go out and grab dinner.
See,
So,
all right, remember tomorrow, if you got time, my pretty, tomorrow. Well,
okay, you know how to get in touch with me.
Yes, smoke signals.
Exactly. All right, y'all. Have a good evening. Love y'all. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah. But this whole motion thing, and I send me the link to that info, because I'll do some research on it. Because one thing that I'm very interested in is, because now it's like a black hole now. because we've got 5 days to wait now.
Yeah.
He may respond before that. He may not respond at all.
We don't want the Irish. You don't
What?
claim them. Oh boy. I can't wait for like oh, and hey James, if Squidlet didn't love her mom, she wouldn't be in there crying. Yeah, and if I responded to every little time she cried over me saying no, I would also be called a I would also never be a I would also be called a bad mom because I'm coddling her and I'm not teaching her that no is, like I understand. Bye, Dan. I understand that she's doesn't have emotional regulation right now, but when she is just told, when she gets upset because she's told no, it's like she's going to be told no a lot in her life, and I validate that she doesn't understand why she's being told no, but at the same time, if I coddle her every time she cries and throws a temper tantrum when I say no, or her dad says no, then it's going to be a rough life for her if she thinks it's appropriate to throw a temper tantrum just from hearing the word no, because we've seen how that turns out in the world.
Hang on a minute, I'm a bit confused here. So Frank Otter says, Spawn, the case has stayed for 30 days. Okay, right. At the moment, so even after 5 days, no documents should be filed in that 30-day period.
So there's the case has stayed for 30 days, but the judge wants an answer from Bubble by Wednesday.
Right. So basically, he still has to answer. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank. I got a bit confused there.
She's the she's not quite asleep, but she's
on her way.
Yeah. So yeah, he has to file for the show cause, but nothing else. Now it's basically you only file what the judge requests that you file. No filing your own. I'm sure it is. Sixth Amendment says technically anybody can represent themselves at any time. It's just not a good idea to.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. I doubt very much he'll be he's been digging this hole for a long time, and it's been coming. I've been saying it for a long time that at the end of this course or at some point of this case, he won't be practicing law again. And I hope that he'll never practice law again, because what he is showing is a total disregard of any type of ethical or professional. I can't even finish that sentence because I'm using words that he doesn't even know how. Yeah.
But now I'm curious as to if Lynette and John have a case for ineffective counsel.
Maybe. I mean, but here's another thing.
Yeah, right here, Roy. Some confuse the order. The show cause is to explain his failure to appear and why he shouldn't be sanctioned. That's all that's asked for right now. Show cause as to why you shouldn't be sanctioned.
But here's the thing. I've got one question. Where's all the money?
I have no idea, because that's part of the story that I haven't paid attention to. I hear all the time that there's GoFundMe's and there's this and there's that and what happened to all the super chats and like what's going on, and it's like it's just one of those situations of like I don't pay close enough attention to even fathom how I
mean, one person, I don't know if it's a accumulation in total or if it was one payment, because I'm still trying to figure that one out. £56,000 is nearly $70,000. or was it $56,000? That's about $40,000. Now,
Either way, a lot of money.
Yeah, that's just from one person. But the thing, like over 3 months, November, say October, November, December, a lot of money was. She is out cold.
Mm-hmm.
She is out cold. Bless her cotton socks. So that's another thing, because like, you can't tell me that Bruce didn't benefit from that. Allegedly speculate. I'm just speculating.
Or hear me out on this one. I said this something along these lines yesterday, but I'm gonna kind of expand on what I said yesterday. It's the bye Kay.
Good night,
Yeah,
Kay.
but I heard that was from. I'm gonna be looking into that. But I heard it was from like the late 90s, early 2000s, and they're looking for witnesses and stuff like that. So I think it's another one of those cases of he no longer agrees with us on the political spectrum. So we are going to do whatever we can to, yeah. I'm not a huge Russell Brand fan, but he's been kind of exposing a whole lot of bias, especially with the pandemic and stuff like that. And I think they're pissed. So it's just a thing. Flash fan, you and I will talk about that later, and I may talk about it sometime. I'm just not sure. I have to do some research first. Yep.
I mean, like all these allegations, it's always about SA or I don't know. This world is going to
hell in a handbasket.
Yep.
Well, here's my thing about the money. So if Bruce is under the impression or was under the impression that he couldn't afford it and they weren't giving him any money, why, if they've been making so much money off of him being on their podcast, didn't they support their friend? And if they did give him money, then why wasn't he able to use that money to fly to Florida? It's a conundrum that I find myself in because I don't know what is true.
Well, the problem is the reason you'll never ever be able to actually figure it out if it's true is because there hasn't been any type of transparency, and I've been saying it for months. I mean, all you have to do, like even with the fence, a lot of people miss the fact that they already had all the money for the fence in November, but they were still asking for money for the fence in December and January. So, I mean, like the only way is that the IRS or some governmental body knocks on a certain door and does a complete house search, takes all the electronics, anything, checks the bank details, everything, and then does a back check on their account. Because any money sent to them through Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Amazon, everything else can be checked. It can be looked up.
And Drew, I'm just gonna take your comment and make a comment of my own. You think the $56K was for the specific purpose of the barn dominium? It should only be spent on that. So I know people have called me a grifter. I have my Amazon list. And I say, if y'all don't want to super chat me, but you still want to support the channel, you can you can look at the Amazon list or like put it towards a gift card, because at least then like I'm upfront with where my stuff is going to go. Like when you guys give me an Amazon list or like I give you my Amazon list, you know exactly what I'm getting from that. And like, there's not where'd my money go? Did my money really go to Baby Squid and Baby Squid's room? It's like, well, somebody just bought the rug off of the Amazon list. I put it in her room. Like it's, yeah, you know exactly what the stuff is. When you give a gift, you know exactly what the gift is going to. And I try to be transparent about that because I realize that, yes, I do this for fun, but I also make money doing it. And it's kind of one of those, like, I don't want to be that person that people ask, well, where'd all the money go? Like, well, you said you were doing this. Did you really? Like, I don't ever want to be that, like, that person that, you know. So that's why when I say like I Venmo on this, but I also have that. And if you want to contribute $2, $3 to an Amazon gift card, I have it set up for funds for landscaping. So I can buy, you know, weed feeder or weed eater and stuff like that. Like it's one of those things of like, I don't ever want to be accused on my channel of people on other channels going, well, where'd the money go? Well, she did this. Where'd the money go? This is a prime example of why I do what I do. And I'm transparent with everybody as far as how much Pacer costs me, how much, like, you know, like my Pacer bill was $43. Like, it's one of those, I try to be transparent with you guys about how much things actually cost me so that I don't ever, because I'm learning a lot from what I see and what I don't want to do. Because you guys support this channel with your hard-earned money, and it's like I don't ever want to take advantage of that.
I mean, Deborah Kennedy just made a very interesting comment. LP has $100,000 plus or minus in merchandise at a flea market store.
Jeannie, I'll text you.
Interesting.
Wait. Oh.
You know, if that could be verified, that means that she could be in trouble with the SSIDB, whatever they're freaking called. Yeah.
If it sounds confusing, it's because it is. And it's confusing for a reason. Because the more confusing it is, the less people want to look into it. And the more they can, you know.
That is, I mean... Oh, by the way, that place is huge.
Oh, Cleveland.
Yeah, you would need a GPS for that bloody place.
Stacy, when you say that, what my transparency, I never want to, you know. Well, Tammy, and I appreciate that. I'm just letting you guys know that you know what I mean? Like when you guys give, the only time I return Amazon gifts is when on the list it says 1 and for some reason 2 got ordered, 1 goes back and gets used for something else. Because for some reason it allowed people to order like 2 sets of curtains, and I'm like, those were for my front window. They're higher, they're longer, and they're wider than I would need for any other room. And for some reason, it allowed somebody to order 2 of them, or 2 different people to order the same thing. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. So I returned one of them, and I got something for her room. I got those scarves for her room. So,
you know, you don't have to explain. So I did. People know that you are genuine, and you know they want to see baby squid in a room of clouds and unicorns and.
Just don't use it on 20 ounces of white powder. Thinks I'm hung here.
I saw that and I just giggled.
So this is where we've gotten so far. Let me bring up my pictures. Let's see.
But I'm still doing research for you, by the way, on the clouds with the LEDs. Yeah.
Excuse the package of baby wipes on the floor and the bed that's not made, but this is the rug that we got. And there we go. So.
Oh wow.
So that's her. And for those of you who don't know, my mom and I made a canopy for her bed. And this is what we came up with. I'm trying to find it.
Hey, Squid.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude, but I am going to take my leave and leave you with your beautiful community.
And I am probably going to call it a night because it's been 2.5 hours. And this is intended to only be a 1.5 hour tops stream.
Well,
but then I send people links, and I like hanging out with friends.
Well, I take part blame. You know, we did derail quite a bit, but one thing I could say, I did learn a little bit about American law and about the details and stuff. And I just want to say thank you to everybody, and especially you for your hospitality. And no, I don't want Harry back. And Merkel, that thing you can keep. We will send it back to return. We will return to sender if that thing appears in the United Kingdom. We go, nope, put you back in the box and off you go.
No, I haven't done that 24-hour stream yet, and I never will. I think that the dude would be like, what is wrong with you? He already thinks stuff is weird sometimes, so.
Yeah, heaven may. Small Drooper, hi, bye. I'm not gone yet. Anyway, again, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. Sorry,
no problem. It's just funny because I proved that you and Musi get along because you guys were on the same stream together and you all were fine. Hey, General.
We've always. This is what I can't. Right, I'm going to say something to this. I can't understand why people assume just because other people like drama and toxicity. Me and Musi have always got on. Everyone I talk to, you and everyone else, they have stated that we've fallen out. I have got on, and if people have stopped talking to me, that's their choice. I'm sorry, but you can't please everybody, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
and you never will. And that's the thing with like going back to this case. That's the thing with the judge. When one side is like, I hate the judge or the judge is mean to me, and the other side is like, the judge is mean to me. The judge is doing something right because you're not going to win every motion. The judge is not going to. If the judge in any case sides with one person 100% of the time, that judge needs to be removed. Like,
I mean, all I'm going to say before I leave is this. You had a fantastic stream tonight, and I really appreciate your invite. And you know, I did guilt trip you a little bit. And Mama Squid, lots of hugs, love you. And all I can say to everybody is hit that like button, and remember, okay, you know, everyone has an opinion, just like everyone's got a butt. Okay. But anyway, on that note, I bid you adieu. Masalam.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, and as they say here, yeet.
All right, is it time for bed? Yeah. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. If there are more motions this weekend or Monday, I will let you guys know. I also want to go over like what are their options as far as being indigent. Bruce is not getting off the case this easy. The judge didn't approve that motion. It was too late. There's I feel I almost like I'm not a fan of anybody's, but I almost feel bad for them in a sense of like, were they worse? Are they worse off now than they were back in November or September or whenever he decided to take this case on? And because he looked them up, he hunted them down. So it's not like they searched him out. Would they have been worse off or better off if he was never in the picture? Food for thought. Whether you like them, you hate them, it's not the point in this. It's how did a lawyer think this was a good idea? That's what I just can't fathom. And I will never quite understand and hindsight being 2020. And I know we sometimes play the what if game, but what if he never would have been their lawyer? Would they be better off? Would this thing possibly have been dealt with outside of court? Because did he make things better or did he make things worse? Larry Foreman joined Megan Tugg and Jeremy last night, and they were discussing the possibilities. Bruce is in serious trouble. Yeah, to anybody who says that, well, yeah, yeah, that's true too. But having that not be an option, because we all know that that's not, and that it was a little too late for that. But in the sense of the court case itself, would they have been better off if they were pro se, if they found a lawyer in Florida, or if they just never knew Bubbles? What would life and this court case, and how many documents would be filed? What would the judge think? It's all hypothetical, but at the same time, like, it's important questions that need to be asked. And what can we learn from this situation? So anyway, I am going to go get her to bed, because she is, Bubbles should go represent Daryl Brooks. Oh, good Lord. In my opinion, I believe he made it worse. Look at how many YouTubers were attacked like yourself. Yeah, I never would have. And I'm just wondering where my channel would be. Like, I was talking about other things, and my channel was growing, but like, my channel blew up, and I'm not going to lie, but I'm hoping that I can use my channel blowing up from this to talk about things that are important, like accountability in our judicial system, transparency in our judicial system, especially our federal system. Most states are getting to be where they're a little bit more transparent. They are showing more and more court cases, but no cameras in our federal courts at all. And it's like, is that ethical? Is that constitutional? It's these questions that I really want to discuss and use. And I'm hoping to use this as an example to learn, and not only to learn, but to help get viewership and eyes on topics that I really, really want to discuss and I feel like are really important. And I have a whole bunch of things I want to talk to. Yes, we did. We still have some things to talk about. We're done with the documents. I have someone else that I talked to that I need to talk to about that wants to search for the documents in a family member's case where they were hit by a drunk driver. So we, it's one of those, yeah, it's just one of those situations of like, where would we be if this was September, and certain things hadn't gone down the way they went down. It's a and Tammy, thank you. Well, I can say I'm happy I found this channel thanks to this case. Hope to continue. Looking forward to chat. Chronic pain. Yes, that is one of the things that I am, because I'm convinced over half of my audience has chronic pain issues, but most of you think you're alone. Because for a while I did. For a while I believed people when they so I believed people when they told me that it was all in my head and that I was faking it. And I'm like, I know I'm not faking it, but like, I was talking to the Mr. Squid about the gutters today, because he went up and cleaned out the gutters today. And I was like, I would have done it. And he goes, you on a ladder, you get dizzy standing up. And he goes, you get dizzy standing up from the chair. He goes, you on a ladder? Not a good thing. Oh yes, I did cookie decorating streams. I do workout streams. I think I might start that again now that I have a better camera and a better setup, and a better house. Like we have some things we can do. All right, guys, I will see you on the next one. We are going to redirect to Friday Night Live. I know it doesn't start for another hour, but go grab some dinner, grab some popcorn, do what you need to do, and then we will tell the actually, we're gonna go to Captain Kern. He is 3D printing. So if y'all don't know, Captain Kern is like the proverbial like captain of 3D printing. He 3D prints a lot of stuff. So y'all tell Captain Kern I said hi. I'm going to go get this little one in bed, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Let's see.